When we want something, we just go buy it.
I like it.
I want it.
Frickin' insane, that's what you are.
We paid off $500 this month, but spent $750.
You'll lose the house. There will be no babies.
I don't know if we can do this.
Money, 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 money.
My name is Reiner. I'm 30 years old.
My name is Faith, and I'm 27 years old.
And are you looking to buy an ATM or lease it? I work in sales, selling ATMs, and I make about $60,000 a year.
I'm a medical transcriptionist.
I think Faith makes about $2,000 a month, but I'm not really sure.
When Reiner and I first got together, he was spending a lot of money on us, on dinner and on buying things for me.
For me, I think it's been always important to have fun and go out and have a good time.
How much is that?
$33.05. I think I always knew that I was living beyond my means, but it was hard for me to actually sacrifice the way I was living for not having fun.
He was close to 30 grand in debt, and just credit card debt on just stuff. His parents found out how much debt he was in, and they just couldn't live with it.
Having my parents come in and sort of pay off my credit cards for me to help us get back on our feet was nice, but not something I was proud of.
Nothing changed. We both like the impulse buy.
I like it.
I want it. We don't deny ourselves very often.
Now, having a house, we spend a lot of our budget on the house. We're spiraling again out of control.
We went into a store one day and the card came back declined, and I saw the look on his face, and I had this sinking feeling in my stomach like, oh no, he has no clue what he's doing, does he? Okay, so what do you got in your account?
My parents bailed us out once. I can't rely on them to help us out again, and I don't want to.
Well, we should have had $2,700 and we're down to $1,300. I would like to have children sooner than later, and with the amount of debt we have, we can't. That's ridiculous.
It scares me, and instead of actually addressing the issue, I put it off and I procrastinate.
Gail is our shot at making it.
This month, I'll help this couple move from red to black. I've been solving money problems for over 20 years, tackling everything from high finance to low income. I help people understand money and debt, which is still a huge mystery for most folks. And it's the #1 reason couples split up. So now, I'm making house calls. Faith and Reiner didn't change a thing after Reiner's parents bailed him out the first time. They bought this house, and they're engaged. But the wedding is just one more thing they can't afford. I'm here to tell them the party's over. Hi.
Hi.
Gail Bosley.
Hi, I'm Faith.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Reiner.
Nice TV.
That is paid for.
Paid for
Actually.
by what?
My tax return.
Fridge paid for?
No.
And there's barely anything in it either. Do you eat out a lot?
Yes.
Look at the clothes. Jeans. More jeans. More jeans. More clothes. This is a man who loves to buy shirts. We have 1, 2, 3, 4.
I actually got into stores a couple of times and realized when I got home that I bought the same shirt twice.
You could change your shirt every day for 2 months and never wear the same shirt twice. What do you think you're going to have to do to make this right?
Do a lot of self-denial. We'd have to get a lot of practice in giving up things that we want but can't pay for.
See, and right there in your language is part of your problem. You're thinking about denial as opposed to, I'm going to have to be satisfied with what I have. And that's part of the problem. Very often when I meet people who are buying, there's a hole. And they're trying to satisfy some deep thing that's missing from them. Till you say it, you can't deal with it. What are you hiding?
I've always just felt like I'm not good enough.
But you are good enough. And you are not the clothes you wear, Reiner. You are not the clothes you wear. You are you. And you stop overcompensating. But that means being responsible and doing the right thing. Stop all this game playing and having fun at the cost of your future. The next part's hard because there are more numbers, and then we'll get to the good stuff, which is how we get you out of this hole.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So this is the part where I show you what you've actually been doing with your money. When you sent me your budget numbers, this is what you told me you were spending. You think you're spending just under $1,600 a month. And when I post the numbers,
Wow.
so you think you're spending $60 a month on sports, but you're spending $600 a month on sports.
On what?
And you think you're spending about $400 on furniture, but you're actually spending 5 times that, $2,000 on average.
Per month?
That's what it's averaging out to. Instead of spending almost $1,600 as you thought you were, you're actually spending $4,500, which represents 85% of your income.
That's terrible.
Frickin' insane, that's what you are. And all that overspending you're doing becomes debt.
On what?
I knew we were somewhere probably in the neighborhood of about 20,000, and to find out that we're really closer to double that, 40,000, was pretty shocking.
You have a buy now, pay later for almost $3,400. You got any money put aside for that?
No.
Do you know what happens with a buy now, pay later if you don't have the money? It kicks in retroactive to the day you made the purchase. Already, you will have racked up $1,000 interest, and you haven't started making a payment yet. And then there's the $16,000 you owe your parents from the last time they bailed your sorry butt out of trouble. Right now, you are overspending every month to the tune of $7,700. That's 2.5 times your income.
The amount of money that we were spending every month is the part that really scared me. And I really had no idea it was that much.
Add that to your existing debt, compound it, and in 5 years, you'll be almost $1 million in the hole.
Wow.
You'll lose the house, there will be no babies, and you probably won't survive it in terms of your relationship. So my question is this where you want to go?
No.
Will you do anything I ask you to do to solve this problem?
Yes.
Yeah.
Over the next few weeks, I'm going to give you a series of challenges. You do the challenges to my satisfaction, I'll give you up to $5,000 to help you pay down this debt. Don't do the challenges, you don't get the money. Next, we're going to try and accomplish 3 things. First of all, we're going to balance your spending plan. We're going to get you on a debt repayment plan that gets you out of this hole. And we're going to teach you to have fun without spending a lot of money that you don't have anymore. Okay?
Okay.
You're also going to learn to live on cash. So the next thing you can do is go get me your credit cards and your debit cards because they're gone. You don't have access to any more money than I give you.
Okay.
Beat it. Coming up,
I would describe us as moderately lazy.
I would describe you as horrendously lazy.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Faith and Reiner have been partying their money away.
I think
That night out.
$360.
$360.
Reiner's parents bailed him out once before, but their debt has skyrocketed in the last year. Well, what does it feel like?
Awful. And now I'm looking around and I'm thinking, was all of it worth it? And I just don't know.
For the next month, this couple will learn to live on a strict cash budget. No more credit cards. They'll complete weekly challenges to tackle their money and relationship issues. And if they're willing to change, I'll reward them with thousands of dollars. No changes, no money. The credit cards. Since your house has put you into debt, we're gonna build a house. Which brings us to the part that I always find the most interesting. The part where you get to find out how much money you have to spend this week. You're going from $7,000 a month to $1,200 a month, and I'm cutting your expenses by 83%.
Okay.
You will have $110 a week for groceries.
No more eating out.
No, that's for sure.
That's exactly what it means. $117 a week for transportation.
Okay.
$25 a week for clothing and gifts. $25 a week for entertainment, which means you will have $100 a month compared to the $1,100 a month you were spending playing before. And $13.75, which will cover everything from banking to medical. Because you're living on cash, the golden rule is you have to write it down. This is a budget binder. You always know exactly where you stand. This is the part where I give you your life lesson challenge. You don't know diddly squat about managing money. But what we're going to do is put you with people just like you who know exactly what it takes to make sure they get to the end of the month before they get to the end of the money. And maybe you can pick up some tips.
I think we've been humbled, and humility is a good place to be in when you're looking for advice.
Faith and Reiner might be humbled, but I get the feeling they still think that being in debt is part of being young. So I've brought together a group of young professionals who don't have any consumer debt to show Faith and Reiner it can be done. So cue it up. Let me know what you think they're doing wrong.
So we'll have to do one of those department store credit cards and buy it now and pay it off.
Unless we want to settle for hand-me-downs or older furniture.
Which we don't really
Which
want
we don't want to do.
Allow yourself one purchase a month, and then that's what you buy that month, and then you wait till the next month to buy your next purchase.
Save up for it. I mean, you'll be surprised how disciplined you are if you sit on the floor for a while.
Okay, let's see the next stupid thing they do.
But we have so many here that we don't even look at.
I think
that night out. And how much is that?
$360.
$360.
How many people did you feed for $360?
Feet? No, that was just drinking.
You should be giving the cash to somebody else who's putting it on their arm.
Because both of us work from home, we're really bad at, especially bad at the discipline.
I think Faith makes about $2,000 a month, but I'm not really sure. Like, yes, that's probably the volatile part of the situation, not knowing exactly how much the bottom line will be.
I have some good advice.
I think you have to take a look at what you've been making historically over the previous years and make that your real budget.
And once that budget comes to an end, any type of activity that involves money comes to an end as well.
I think we got a lot of really good ideas from them. Things that we may have known but just never really did, and hearing it come from somebody else sort of validates it.
This week's challenge is a life lesson challenge because you need a lot of life lessons. This jar contains this week's money. You don't actually get to spend any of this money. You're gonna have to give it away. Give my money away, Gail? What will I live on? I don't care.
I just got this feeling like I don't know if we can do this.
Just giving this money away to strangers is going to be really difficult for me.
And if we can't do this, then there's no helping us.
It's going to be a tough week.
Coming up,
This money is coming out of our pockets.
And now we're down to pretty much nothing.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Faith and Reiner were living the high life and ignoring their debt until I showed up. Is everything down there paid for?
No. We're really bad at, especially bad at the discipline.
They got good advice from some other young people who are living a great life debt-free.
That's ridiculous.
I have some good advice.
Next, they'll be giving away their entire weekly budget as they spread the word on the dangers of debt to people just like them.
Hey guys, anybody want to make 20 bucks?
If they complete all of my challenges, I'll give them up to $5,000 to pay down their debt.
Hey, you guys want to make 20 bucks?
That's okay. Thanks.
Seriously? All you have to do is read a financial
$20 for
tip.
free, literally.
Take out your weekly budget in cash so that you can't spend more than you can afford.
Try to pay more than just the minimum on credit cards.
This money is coming out of our pockets. We earned this money and we're giving it away as a challenge to help us learn not to throw our money away in the future and to actually save. No, take it. We have to give it away. So it's either going to be you or some other person.
All right, if you put it like that.
Like a feeding frenzy.
What we're trying to do is teach other people who are the same age as us how to stay out of the financial mess that we're in.
Don't use debit. Save the bank fees and use cash instead.
There you go.
Sweet.
All right, well,
We got 2 more.
Got a whole bunch of debt ones.
Freeze your credit cards in ice
so that you can't make impulse buys.
That's a good one, because the impulse buy will get you into so much trouble.
It's kind of difficult to see that, you know, it came down here $300 in here, and now we're down to pretty much nothing. It's kind of it's kind of hard to see that, but
That was probably all Gail's plan.
How'd you manage to survive the whole week without any money?
Out of
Found
this-
money in the couch?
we did. We rolled up some of my change.
How much money did you end up finding?
We found about $137
Wow,
in change.
$137 in change, just lying around the house.
But
We didn't need it though.
yeah, the good thing is we didn't touch it. We tried really, really hard to stay within the $104 that we had left over from last week.
And you did?
We had
And we
$87
did.
left.
Have you learned your lesson now?
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to know that I can make a week stretch to 2 weeks if I have to.
Good. You ready to learn something new? You people are going to have to learn to have fun spending nothing. And so this week's challenge is your relationship rescue challenge. You're probably wondering why we're standing so close to the ice. This is free. You each have to come up with 12 wonderfully interesting, very romantic, exciting things to do, and those things have to be free.
Faith and I are not really used to doing things that don't cost much money. It's just with our group of friends, every time we've gone out, it usually ends up costing us $40, $60, $80, couple $100. So coming up with a couple of ideas to have fun for free is going to be fun. To come up with 12 each, it's going to be a little bit, yeah.
Coming up.
And sometimes staying home is just as fun if you're doing the right things.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Buying a house has given Faith and Reiner one more excuse for impulse shopping.
But then we'd have to get stainless steel everything else too.
They're in debt, despite being bailed out once before by Reiner's parents.
It was a very humbling experience.
But not so humbling that it would stop you from going out and doing it again.
No.
They need to reconnect with their money.
You need to know what you're doing with your money, otherwise you're not gonna have any.
And with each other.
I definitely want to have kids with Faith, and it's just difficult right now knowing that we may not be able to support them.
If they complete their final challenge to my satisfaction, I'll give them up to $5,000 to pay down their debt.
We were supposed to come up with something that was fun and exciting and romantic, and I think we got a pretty good mix of all three of those things. Ooh, that's what you're looking for. Oh, that's good. Triple X hot. Ooh, try that one.
Wow, that's totally clearing up my sinuses. Let's do it. Well, that's good. Tried to come up with as many things as we could do, more so than what she asked for.
That's good.
We've sort of realized we don't have to spend money every time we go out.
Why did we never come here before?
Show me your list. Let's see if you actually came up with the required number. The art gallery. Take a bubble bath. It's nice. I love some of these. So, what would you say is the biggest thing you learned this month?
I guess just that it's better to face what you're doing now rather than put it off until
Good
later.
Reiner?
I think for me, it's probably the discipline of saying we don't have the money to buy everything that we want, and just learning to prioritize and balance our needs and our wants.
Prioritize, needs, wants. These are all my favorite words. When I got here, you guys were overspending. You were spending 2.5 times your income. And you were headed to $1 million worth of debt in 5 years. So in the budget, I've set aside $1,700 a month for your debt repayment. In 18 months, everybody but your parents will be completely paid off. And your parents will be totally paid off in another 6 months.
Wow. Knowing that we're gonna have everything paid off in 2 years is incredibly liberating.
I put some money in your budget for emergencies and for savings.
Okay.
Right? So you pay off the debt and you reallocate some of that debt repayment money to savings. Save just $800 a month and you will have, when you're ready to retire, $1.8 million.
That sounds nice.
It does sound nice. So this month we stopped you spending like fiends and got your budget balanced. We created a debt repayment plan that you will work at, but will work for you. And we got you having fun together without spending a lot of money. You had some very hard things to do. You had some emotionally challenging things to do. Okay, because I asked you to do some tough stuff. So, I wonder what I have for you. I wonder if this will be any surprise at all. You get it all. Wow. Yay! Do you like that? Yeah. There's more. I know you need to get out every once in a while. So I have $400 worth of restaurant coupons for a local steakhouse that you can go and enjoy. So pace yourself. Don't spend it all at once, okay? I actually was doubtful on day one. So the fact that you have, I'm just so pleased for you. You too.
Thank you.
I don't feel like I'm saying no all the time anymore. Now I just feel like I'm being smart about what I'm saying yes to.
3 months later, Faith and Reiner have committed to living on an even tighter budget so that their summer wedding will be paid for in cash.
Yeah, it's a lot less tense in our house now.
Yeah. He's less tense. I was never tense.